if you're easy and everybody can have you, then you're going to get treated like trash. But if you got your nose up in the air and you look hella good and you're like that person that no one can touch, there's some value. You're going to get chased. Everybody wants to get in the club and nobody wants to stand in line. Everybody wants what's not available to the masses. I sold it off market. There were toilets in the living room, and it was all gutted. And I had a design book, and an NFL player walked in, and I sold him on the design book, and he bought it off market under construction for $1 million more than what I bought the house for.
All right, guys, welcome to the Blueprint Podcast. We got Miss Nadia Fakih here with us today, and she's a awesome guest. She's a friend of mine. She's also my real estate person. She does a lot in the community. She's an investor. She sells real estate. She flips homes. She's a mom. She does a gazillion. What does she not do is really the question. So, Nadia, thank you so much for joining us today. We super appreciate it.
It is a pleasure and an honor to be here.
Well, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Look, for the I know a bunch of people know you already. I feel like you're like a figure in the community, especially in the if people know luxury real estate, they know you. Yeah. I've spoken with a bunch of different realtors, and I'm like, yeah, I work with Nadia. Like, oh, Nadia from Compass? Yeah, no, not every single time.
Oh, really?
Never miss. Yeah,
nice.
Never miss. And I'm talking about from all over Dallas-Fort Worth, even outside of here. So you're a legend in this space. So it's just something you should know.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But okay. Yeah, I still don't,
Yeah, it's better that way. We don't want it to go to your head. So it's all good. Listen, for the folks that may not know you, catch us up. Tell us a little bit about who is Nadia.
Okay. Well, I am an entrepreneur, but I've been doing real estate for a long time thanks to my mama. So I got it from my mama. My mom was in the mortgage industry. So I started working in the mortgage industry when I was 15 years old. I used to file and I was like a little processor, and she was the one that actually brought me into the business. So I've been doing real estate since I was 15 years old. I can actually say that. At like 18, 19, I used to drive her around. We didn't have MapQuest. We didn't have like Google Maps or anything like that. We had to actually take maps, and she could not do driving and talking to her clients at the same time. So I was her chauffeur. So that's how I learned. Then my little sister at 17, we made her get her license. So then it became a family business. So I always did real estate, but as we all know, real estate is very cyclical, right? Sometimes we're up, sometimes we're down. So I've always had a side hustle as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So using some of the proceeds of our investments in real estate, we've always owned restaurants. And then at the restaurants is where we would close deals, and that's how our network grew. I mean, what better place than to have a little hub, right, where you can meet everyone.
Yeah.
And it's nice to smoke a hookah and eat some hummus, and basically, sign a real estate deal at the same time. So that's basically, in a nutshell, we've always had a place, and we've always done real estate. Real estate's where we actually made the real money. The restaurants and the hookah places were just a place where we would keep that revolving door to get and continue to meet our clientele. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And you mentioned the hookah and the hummus, so it was definitely our people's food.
Yeah.
It was, what kind of restaurant was this?
So our first restaurant was a Lebanese restaurant in Vegas. So I lived in California, Vegas. I did real estate in Arizona. So I'm actually licensed in California. I'm not active there, but I co-op because I am with Compass, and we co-op with agents nationwide. But so basically, I had a restaurant in Vegas, and then I vowed to never, after we sold that restaurant in Vegas, it was a Lebanese restaurant. We had belly dancers. We had hookah. I mean, it was the place to be. Everybody, it was called Almaza. So all of the people that know Nadia, and they know my cousins. My family, that was the place to be. That was the jam. And then when I moved to LA, I opened a hookah lounge with some other cousins, other family members, beautiful family on my mom's side of the family, and it was called Shy. And that was on Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood.
Sheesh. What year was this?
This was in 2009, 2010.
When LA was like one of the hottest places in the country.
I mean, we were the nicest hookah lounge. I had no idea that my business was actually going to be the filming location for all of Hollywood. So if you've seen, Millionaire Listings, Kardashians, MTV, Bravo, every major network used to use our location as their filming location. I would make more money off of just the filming crew and staff and just,
Really?
yeah, it was wild. I had no idea. And the other clientele that I didn't expect was obviously like the celebrities that wanted to hide in the VIP room, Lakers players,
Who was the biggest A-list celebrity you had in there?
Chris Brown, The Weeknd used to cater hookahs, to him.
Nice, okay.
I knew, we also used to do a lot of hookah catering in the Hollywood Hills.
Okay, yeah.
We've had so many celebrities, like a ton, Amy
Yeah.
Schumer, there's so many, like just random too, like just you never know who is going to come in and it was, and they'll be like, Nadia, we've got Amy Schumer on table 12. I'm like, really? And sometimes I'm like, okay, that's cool, but I got work to do. Like I'm busy. That's amazing. Give them amazing service. That's great.
Yeah.
But it was Hollywood.
Was
That's
it the location that it made that so attractive, like to Hollywood, or was it like the decor? Because like that's something you're really good at, which we're going to talk about. Was it all the above? Like, is that where you got it?
So actually, to be honest with you, you go, as we go through life, we meet people who make really amazing impacts, right? And the architect for our restaurant, his name is David Maman, and he was actually Eva Longoria, Ashton Kutcher, all the restaurants, Besso, Geisha House in Hollywood. He was their architect, and this guy was super talented. And I feel like he really loved my sister and I, and my sister Sarah, who's also my partner in real estate and everything in life. He really took us under our wing, and there's a lot of things that he taught me. That things about like line of sight, impact points. Even like when I was designing your house, helping you with your house.
Yeah.
I mean, I would actually till this day I still preach things that David taught me.
Wow.
He basically was like, let's import everything from Morocco. Let's do linens. Let's make this this low lounge seating like we're in Casablanca. Let's make this like super sexy with tents outside. So we had the nicest patio. And imagine the weather in California, right? Like we had the biggest patio. We could seat 200 people, and we're in Hollywood on Sunset, and it looked what we say, veranda. It was a beautiful veranda, so we called it Chai, which is tea in 36 different languages. Chai Veranda Lounge, and nowhere in the name was hookah, right? But if you were an other, when I say other, like any other culture that was worldly and understood what hookah is, you would be at Chai, right?
Awesome.
And then every summer we would have all of the High Highness royalty from the Middle East, and we would cater to them. They would land and call me and say, "Prepare our hookah, we're coming." Like Nadia, we're coming for you. And it turned into this really amazing network.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think I got a lot of experience. It was a tough business.
Yeah.
There was a lot of racism. There was a lot of scrutiny that I had to overcome in Hollywood. And you would think that California, very diverse and very liberal, but
Especially that area.
they said it was unpatriotic to have a hookah enterprise in their neighborhood.
Really?
So we had to really battle and fight really hard for that business. Ultimately, the business really just, I tried to succeed, right? I tried to make it work, but we had to exit, and it was not like it was a win for us. And until this day, I still have this like burden, I feel, of like not really succeeding in that space. And I tried to come here and open some places, and I got married and had kids, and it's really not a good look to be pregnant and walking around a hookah.
Yeah.
So not by any means, I'm not promoting smoking is bad for your health, but we are Middle Eastern, and we grew up with hookah. I mean, that's just what it is. You know?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. So you mentioned this guy, David. I've always like hearing the mentor stories and the mentee stories. Let me ask you this. Why do you think he chose to mentor you guys?
I feel, and I can say this, and I think you know this, my sister and I, we're not just ordinary gals. We're very extraordinary. We're loud. We're in your face.
Yeah, you guys got a lot of personality.
Yeah, we are. We're
like
like little, sometimes we're too much. And we're not for everyone.
Yeah.
We're not for everyone, I think David was really impressed with the fact that we had put together the funds from our family investors and that we had a vision and we were very moldable. So we were willing
Which
to
is
listen.
huge, yeah, which is huge. Because when you're the mentor, nobody, like, if I'm giving you advice, like, you should, for a better way to say it, but you should shut up, listen, and take notes.
100%.
Then, or else don't ask me.
And you know
Right?
what? Like, you're absolutely right. And that's the thing. It's like, even not to get off topic here, but like even now, like I'm very picky with who I choose to work with because I'm not here to try to reinvent the wheel. I've been doing this for 22 years. This is what works. I've got this innate sense of real estate. I kind of know a good deal when I see it. Some people are like, oh, but it's been listed for so long. Why should I buy? It's like, you can't look at things that way, right? I mean, you've got to turn that opportunity into something, right? So getting back to the restaurant, I mean, I feel like David was really impressed with our ability to just listen, and we were very impressed with his skills. I mean, this guy was talented. He hand sketched that restaurant, and I still have those drawings. I have them framed. And if I showed you the actual restaurant on Sunset Boulevard and you saw that hand sketch, I mean, it is like identical.
Wow.
It was amazing. I mean, this place was magical. Everyone, till this day, I still get messages, I miss Shai. And the ambassador of Armenia ended up buying the building and they did nothing with it. So if today you drive down Sunset Boulevard and you pass La Cienega, in between La Brea and La Cienega, you will see that empty building. And it still has our banner up there that says Shai. And
Oh, wow. Okay, nice.
And
I'm
it's been years.
gonna go take a look at it next
Yeah.
time I'm in LA.
It's nice. I mean, it's kind of bittersweet. but-
Yeah, one of the things I've told you that I think you kind of referenced it is I've always felt like you can walk into a house, because I've seen you do it in the real estate space, where you can walk into a house and you've got this ability to be like, all right, that wall's going down, this is going there, move this, move that, we're going to put a big old this, then we're going to put a pool back there, but it's going to sit like this and like all these other things. And I'm like, she's insane. And then I seen you do it, everything you were
Yeah.
going to say, and it's freaking beautiful.
Yeah.
Is that developed? Is that
Yeah, I know.
innate? Is that given at birth? Like God? Like what is it?
I don't know. So
Because
look,
David sounds like this guy. David has something similar that you're talking about.
Oh, he's amazing. Like, yeah, 100%. Like, he took it was an old church of religious science. Like Marilyn Monroe, James Dean. I mean, it was one of those.
Wow.
Like, it was a church, and he converted it into a modern Moroccan hookah lounge with cabanas and
Insane.
and a like a room that looked like a harem with a cluster of Moroccan chandeliers. I mean, this place was stunning. I actually have photos I need to
Yeah,
show you.
I want to see
Yeah,
it.
it's
What a
really
wild
nice.
vision.
Yeah.
Do you tell me though? Like, is
So-
is something you've had forever, or is that like he helped you?
I feel
curate?
like he was definitely he was a big influence, right? But really, what it is, and you know what I think made the largest impact in my life is traveling to the Middle East and going into these beautiful hotels and restaurants and having this kind of this luxurious taste at 17,
No, you're
18
bougie.
years
We
old.
get it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fine, bougie.
Yeah.
At 17, 18 years old, I was working for a James Beard award-winning chef at the Bellagio at Picasso.
Mm.
And we're talking 5-star, 5 diamond. And then prior to that, I was working for Michael Mina at Aqua as a food runner. And so I've been around these 5-star hotels and then traveled to Dubai and to Lebanon and to I'm in London. I'm all over the world, and you take this there's this appreciation for all of these wonderful like historical influences and architectural features and just meeting people and talking and getting an idea of what it is that they like. It gives you the ability to do two things. One, you can connect, right? If you travel, if you're worldly and you understand like different languages, because I speak different languages, I can relate to people. So if you can connect and you have the ability to understand the difference between the countries, the architectural, the history, the meaning, and the influential aspects of these designs that are put into these buildings and all this stuff. So there's a lot that goes into it. And then it's just having buyers and having clients and having them walk in and say, wow, this is so beautiful, or knowing that, certain cultures like double vaulted ceilings. So we had 20-foot ceilings in our hookah lounge in one of the rooms, for example, right? And then I noticed that most of my clients who are Middle Eastern or Desi or whatever, they love double vaults and they love curved staircases. So you kind of, after time and experience, you kind of get to know, hey, this guy is from this part of this country. And if you've been there, you know that you can take the guy out of the country, but you can't take that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This
is what he's going to like.
For
so
sure.
you're like a matchmaker.
Yeah.
Right? For not just homes, but just even for an experience. I know, a lender, for example. I know that you're from this culture and that you're going to relate more to this guy, and he kind of talks like you. He dresses like you. He kicks it at the same places that you kick it. You're going to get along with him. So I'm going to match you with that guy. I do it with houses. I do it with people. I do it with friendships. Hell, I even do it with my friends. You know how many people I hooked up and they're married till today?
Yeah.
My best friend and my sister. I literally, I have this ability to keep people connected. You do too.
Yeah.
You're the connector. You're the master connector.
I don't know about that's Faye. But
no, that is Faye.
I don't know about that. I've seen you do it very, very well. It just in all of it. So when you're figuring out who matches who and everything else, where does that thought process even come from? Because I think it's important to dive into that. Most people aren't doing that.
Yeah.
Right? They got one person for this, one person for that. All right, here you go. But you've been very resourceful and you've got multiple options and everything, and then you do your connections. Is that something that was...
a lot of it has to do with common sense now, and people it's not that common.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I know that you're a car guy and you're a watch guy, and I know that I got a buddy who's a car guy and a watch guy, and he's got an opportunity, and you guys kind of talk the same way, you have a hookah every night around at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm going to hook you up with that guy.
For sure.
You guys are going to connect. If I know that you are, a Latina that loves Karol G, and you love, reggaeton, and I've got this guy or this girlfriend who loves the same thing. It's common sense that I'm going to hook you up with that friend, and I guarantee you guys are going to connect and you're going to click. It's the same thing across the board. You just have to understand who someone is. Before I take clients out or before I make any type of connection, you just have to ask people how do you live in your home? What do you do every day? Do you cook? Do you not cook? Do you, what are your hobbies? Who are your influences? Who are your friends?
Yeah.
And then that way, when I find you a property, you're gonna kick it with the same type of people. You need to be in a neighborhood where the same people thrive, and your children are maybe the same age, or if they have a certain sport that they play and they're going to be at field house, then I know that you need to be closer to this location and maybe this neighborhood. It's all matchmaking. I don't go and show 40, 50 properties.
Yeah.
I don't do that. I take you and I'll show you 2 or 3. You're going to choose one because I already know who you are. I already know what you like. And I'm not going to show you something that you're not going to like. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, for
and if
sure.
I have to, just because you need to make yourself feel that you've seen everything before you made a choice. I actually just sold a house today, put it under contract this morning, and my client called me and he goes, Nadia, do you think we saw enough houses? I said, listen, if you feel that this house isn't for you, then we don't have to buy a house right now. I'm not no starving agent. I'm not here to sell you on anything. I want you to be comfortable and I want you to be happy. I think you're going to be happy in this neighborhood. What do you think? He said, yes. I said, I think this house has got all the potential and it's good for you. It's in a neighborhood that's class A. You're a doctor. I think this is the type of people you want to hang out with, right? And he said, yes. And I said, okay. He's like, okay, let's do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that was it.
perfect.
I showed 4 houses.
Nice. Yeah, good professionals in sales ask really good discovery questions.
Right.
So then they know how to actively lead their customer, their buyer, whatever, in the right direction. That's all it is, right? Like you're essentially navigating them through the whole process. You're not selling them anything. You're just guiding them through each and every single step. And I've seen you do that even with myself, because my first real property house I purchased was with you.
Yeah.
And even then, I probably blew your phone up. I was like, hey, what's this stock? What's this fee?
And
Why
you're
am
like,
I
I have
doing
a
this?
stupid
You know?
question. I'm like, Nehal, there's no stupid
Yeah,
questions.
yeah.
It's fine.
Mine were up there. but it's good. And I may ask some of those stupid ones today just for some of our viewers to understand. I think one of the and you had a quote that you that I was reading earlier that I want to read off. And I want you to elaborate on this just for a quick second. Like, what does it mean to you? And then I want to really dive into some of the real estate stuff. You said, treat people how you want to be treated. Everyone is on the same level.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you?
Well, doing luxury, there's a lot of people that will message me on Instagram and they'll say, I have a townhouse in Irving. I don't know if that's up your alley. It's only like $400,000. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, it's real estate. Like, what do you mean? Like, my house that I purchased recently, I've owned a lot of real estate, right? But like, I buy everything, and I'm okay with every single price point. You are not, I'm not above you, and I'm not beneath, we are all the same. And once you start to act like you're too good or you're too bougie or I feel like that's where people will start to put you in a category, right? And I don't want to be categorized. I want everyone to understand that, like, if I am kicking it at your house and we're hanging out, with your family, it doesn't matter if you're in a $10 million house or if you're in a $200,000 condo. I'm going to kick it with you the same way.
And people feel that.
I think so, and I hope so, because
Yeah.
that's just who I am. I don't know. You follow me and stuff like that. I post stuff. I'll walk on a job site, 8:00 at night. They're grilling carne asada. I walk in and I'm like, Jose, ¿dónde estás? Do you have habanero salsa? Where's the habanero salsa? Like, I speak Spanish with them. I'm hanging out. I'm eating off the grill in the house that's halfway under construction in the hood. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat with you. Like, we're all the same. Now, do I like 5-star restaurants? I absolutely do, but that doesn't mean that I can't kick it in any setting. Like, I don't want anybody to think that I'm like too good to list a $250,000 condo or whatever. Now, I will say one thing that's really important. There's time value of money, right? If I focus on a $3.25 million house a little bit more, it's because I'm making a higher commission. It's a little bit harder, okay? And therefore, if I have a few listings that are, that I'm making a little less, that doesn't mean that I'm not focused. It just means that I have to now delegate, right? Like any business that scales,
Sure.
you need to have assistants or co-listing agents or whatever that's going to help you.
Yeah.
Who actually was there for when you bought your other property? I was out of town.
Yeah.
And my sister came, right?
Yeah.
I had a partner, that was there for me. Well, I have partners in every transaction. There's always not just me, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, if it's all on me,
Yeah,
I won't have a break.
Yeah, as you're scaling and building your team, we've learned like you got to focus highest and best use.
Right.
Right, and your highest and best use probably is not on a $250,000 home.
Right.
Right. Just not
Right.
today.
Not today. Right.
At one
Which is
point it
true.
was probably right early days, but now it's not. But that's why you build a team so they can help with those projects, and you can not compromise the level of service because you've also trained the team. So it's like, if you're not going to like my team, then you're not going to like me.
They're a reflection.
Right.
Of me.
Right. Because you're the one who trained them and you
Right.
developed them and you gave them the game. One of the things that you do that you're like, and I like it because you've made it like your niche, which is the name of
the
right,
Niche,
yeah.
Niche
Wait,
Realty.
Yeah,
Compass.
Niche Realty. There you go. You made it your niche is luxury homes,
Right.
like luxury clientele. Like that's your thing. Why?
Yeah.
Right, versus because someone would argue, well, you're missing out on a whole lot of homes,
100%.
right?
And the
but there's
masses.
something that you know.
Yeah.
There's something that you know, and tell these folks what they don't know.
Okay. Here's what I know.
Okay.
There is definitely a hole in the market for luxury real estate, and people with money want what they want, and guess what? It doesn't exist. So I'm a true believer that if I build it, they will come. Okay, so if I build that product and I do it better than you couldn't have thought of it, and I thought of it, all the things, and you're like, dang, like I didn't even know I wanted that in my house, right? It's just everything is landlocked, and people who make money are also busy, right? And they want very, very simple things, right? They want accessibility to what? The airport, right? They need to get in and out of town because 9 out of 10 people with money are traveling, okay? And or they need to get to and from work.
Yes.
Okay, because they're also probably hustlers unless they're, trust fund babies or they're just retired and they just got. But you've got to have like very fundamental like things here. Okay, you walk into the house and it's turnkey, and it looks like the most Instagrammable, Pinterest worthy. Everybody's scrolling, and if you like a nice car, you're constantly going to see the Rolls and the Ferraris and the Lambos pulling up in your feed, right? If you've got money and you like homes, guess what you're going to see? You're going to see all those, multi-million-dollar properties. So then when you're looking for a luxury property as a successful or wealthy person, what you're going to scroll and see on the MLS is old, dated homes because we're landlocked. We're a major metropolitan city. And as time goes on, those houses and those styles, we evolve. It goes out of style. And that's where my niche comes in. So I take these super, prime locations, okay? I take these dated homes, and then I make them look like that Instagram feed and that algorithm that keeps popping up in your feed with the floors, with the white oak floors and the level 5 finish and these really badass kitchens and the front kitchen and the back kitchen and all the things that all the people want or the things that they didn't even know they wanted, but they're getting. I'm creating it. And guess what? People with money are not interest rate sensitive. They're not really worried about what's happening. They're smart, right? But this is their home. They want to entertain. They want to come home to a sanctuary. They want to come home to what looks like is on their Pinterest board.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And they want it ready that way.
And they want it now.
I don't want to do all that.
Oh, and
I
they
don't
want
want
it
to. Yeah, I don't
now.
want to deal with that. Is that the most challenging part about working with that clientele?
It's
And listen, I'm gonna advocate for that group because pretty much everything else in our lives, we get it now. Right? It's like,
100%.
all right, I want this. How much?
Yeah.
Because everything pretty much has a number to it.
Yeah.
Right? More or less.
Yeah.
More or less. It's tricky though in real estate because there's a whole nother side, right?
Yeah.
There's a whole nother side. There's a whole process involved, and then the limited inventory. Is that the most challenging part? The right now?
Yeah. So people just want what they want in this segment, in this market segment, and they want what they want on their terms, and which is also interesting. Right?
Yeah.
You and I know this really well. They want it on their terms.
For sure.
They have very interesting parameters.
Yeah.
Right? And every time it's a different story.
Yeah.
Every time. It never fails. All of these people. And, we've done, Sarah and I, in the luxury space, I think we've done, I could say over 100 million.
It's insane.
Yeah,
folks,
in the
over
luxuries,
100 mil.
In the
that's
luxury
a lot
space.
of money.
And that's after those. And that's it's not like we. That's just in Texas. We've done. I've done California. I've got some listings in California right now and stuff like that. But we're talking the luxury space. We're talking new construction. Build jobs, luxury flips. We took a tornado struck home that we bought for $1 million, put half a mil and sold it for 2.5. You know what I mean? Like because we did all the things, right? We did everything that luxury buyer would want. So it's funny because when I say they, that segment, which is not that big,
Yeah.
you're talking about 5%. Okay.
Yeah.
When I say they want what they want what they want, I don't have to chase them. I don't have to be a salesperson. I don't, I'll get clients that'll call and be like, hey, so whatever happened to I don't chase. I don't go chasing after people. If you want the house, you're not going to leave me alone. You're going to call. You want that Lambo or you want that Birkin bag or whatever it is that you are going to go get it. So it's very different.
Yeah.
And I love that
100%.
in this market.
Yeah, 100%. It's going to lead me to my next question. Being in sales myself for so many years, the thing that's so beautiful about sales is you get to write your own paycheck. And it's awesome if you're a hustler. It is terrible if you're lazy because you're going to go broke really quick and you're going to hate every single freaking moment. But if you got game, you like to hustle, you like to talk, you like to do all that, you're going to make so much freaking money. It's the best industry in the world. It builds character. Right? Like all the ups and downs of thinking you got a sale and you don't got that sale, to hearing constant no's, to people backing out last minute, to people cussing you out because you didn't do it the way you like. It builds character. And if you can withstand all that, you become an animal. And then the best part, at least it was for me when I was heavily in sales, is when you get that first like real big commission check.
Yeah, 100%.
I've always told sales guys, it's like the equivalent of someone doing crack for the first time.
Yeah.
It's like that first hit, that first high, and for the rest of your life, you will spend your time and your effort chasing that same high.
Yeah.
And it works. And listen, you may never even get another pop like that again, but you've tasted and you felt it once, and now you've trained and convinced yourself it can happen again.
100%.
So I got a question for you. It's a little bit personal. It's the most you made on a flip. What's been your biggest flip? And you don't got to tell me what you took home, but like, what's the biggest flip that you've done that, hey, we put in, you shared one right now, you bought for $1 million, put in 500 grand, sold for 2.5. Is that the biggest?
That was one of the biggest.
Okay.
That was one of the biggest. So I would say, man, there's been a few. There's been a few. For
sure, we know.
So I can use it instead of using it in numbers. Why don't we use it in cash on cash returns?
Okay.
Okay.
Talk to me.
So if I'm outputting 200,000 and I made 200,000, that's 100% cash on cash return.
Yeah.
So I've done several 100% cash on cash returns on in limited times. Okay, like we're talking 4 months to 6 month time frames. Okay, so that's crazy. No one's giving you money like that.
No, that's freaking awesome.
Okay? But I've also lost my ass. Okay, so it's like
tell us about
that. Tell
us
I've
about
lost. That. I've had houses that just was like the gift that just wouldn't stop giving. I can't. It's like a black hole.
Yeah, it's
dumping
a money
money.
pit. Yeah, just a
it's
money
pit.
Like shoveling it right in there. Yeah,
it's wild.
Want some more? Yeah,
it's wild.
We've all had those.
Yeah.
We've all had something that's just been like, I love cars, watches, and I like to think I normally buy cars really well because I study them.
Yeah.
But listen, I've had some where
you're paying to sell it.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I had one recently that I bought. It was like a 6-car deal, right? I sent in a Rolls Royce and I sent in a Lambo, and I got back a G-Wagon, a Rolls Royce Ghost, a Hummer H2, and some other car. I can't even remember what it was. I got rid of it the moment it arrived. And what turned out initially was a really good deal until I wanted to sell one of those cars, and immediately I went to go flip it, lost 30 grand off the rip.
Damn.
Yeah, because in these trades, it's money here, money there. Right. It's not bad if you keep it, but I got issues, and I don't keep these cars. Yeah, not long. Yeah. So the problem is sometimes you try to get out and you mistime it, or you mistime the market, and you're losing a bunch of money. And then, as you know, there's times when like I've bought a car and driven it for 6 months, 12 months, sold it, and made money. So there's an art to it. There's a game to it.
Well, the most money that I've made was on my house in the hills of Kingswood.
That was a good one.
That was a wild buy.
That was awesome. It was right on time too, huh?
I mean, it was all timing, and it was funny because it was on the market for 30 days, and I was like, why hasn't anybody bought this house?
Were you getting a bunch of action on it?
I sold it off market. There were toilets in the living room, and it was all gutted. And I had a design book, and an NFL player walked in, and I sold him on the design book, and he bought it off market under construction for
Wow.
$1 million more than what I bought the house for.
Sheesh, yeah. And how
Made
long
my
did you live
first
in that
million.
house?
That was almost 3 years, and that was, I think, the house that really catapulted my luxury.
Was it
career.
really?
I think so. Living in the neighborhood and living amongst other millionaires
Yeah.
makes a huge difference. If
it
you're
does, yeah.
rolling up in a Corolla trying to sell me a $5 million house, I don't know. But if you come to my house, the Hills of Kingswood, and let's sign the document on my table on my half-acre lot in my gorgeous home, and then I pull out in my ugly Tesla that you gave me shit for the longest time.
Yeah, that was bad. That
was
was
a
bad.
bad
But you
car.
upgraded.
I
But you
did. I
upgraded,
did.
so we're good now.
So we're good now. I was Nehal approved.
Yeah.
Do you notice how I call you for like the Rolly purchases
Yeah, yeah.
or like the anything that I don't know? I will stay in my lane, and I think that's also really important. Okay, like I know what I know,
Yeah.
but as soon as I don't know something, I will find the right person. And I will tell you straight up. I don't act like I know it all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that was a big deal. Like you know, birds of a feather flock together, right?
For sure.
Like I literally am like, hey, are you home? And I just pop up at your house. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? You're my
like a
neighbor.
lot,
My
yeah.
sister lives across the street. I mean, we're
Yeah.
all. And the thing is you know, as long as you surround yourself with successful people, and you hang out with successful people, I think that's also a big deal. Like you will continue to do business alongside those people, and you will continue to succeed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that proximity piece is so important,
Yeah,
right?
it
Like
really is.
proximity is power.
It really is.
And there's a lot of these cliche sayings like that. You're the average of the 5 people we hang out with, but they're cliche for a reason.
Yeah.
Like if you hang out with 5 drug dealers,
Yeah.
there is a high chance
Yeah.
that, or 5 people that drink often, regularly. You may say no
100%.
the first time, the second time, the 20th time, but one of those times you will cave in and have that drink, and
100%.
now a new pattern has begun.
100%.
Right?
Yep.
It's just so important for us to choose where we spend our time and who we give our energy to and who we receive energy from. Because if not, it'll throw you off. It'll
Yeah.
throw you off your own game, and you won't even realize it until it's too late.
Yeah.
I've seen it happen with so many good people.
Right.
On this, on some of the real estate stuff, you've been in real estate how many years now?
22.
22 years?
Yes.
Holy smokes. Someone do the math on that. She said she got in at 50. Okay, sorry.
No, but I was doing like real estate because I was doing loans. So I also have the mortgage background. Remember,
Yes.
it takes 2 hands to clap. How
Yeah.
important is our lender? You know this,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, of course.
So I knew the mortgage side. We had a mortgage company. I had a ton of
Hmm.
loan officers. My mom was the broker. We had 2 mortgage offices, and I was the QC, the qualified, whatever, the person that had to audit the files. I helped hire. I had processors. I had sales meetings. I used to lead the sales meetings. I had
Nice.
a guy that was, doing all the, the hoorah and
Yeah,
getting
yeah, yeah.
everybody hyped up to go out there and get leads and sales. And then the market crashed. So I was a part of that subprime market crash crisis. A couple of the guys in my organization went to jail, like for mortgage
Sheesh.
fraud. So I've been around.
Yeah,
like
that was
I
a
said,
tricky industry
the
then.
ups and downs.
That was
okay?
a very tricky time. And some are even saying like we're in a similar time. So I wanted to get some of your feedback on it. And you're making that face, so I definitely want to know what you got to say here. But let me ask you this first, okay? Before you go into that.
Okay.
Before you go into that. Is real estate still a good career?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Everybody needs a place to live.
Okay.
Do you know that you can rent an apartment in Frisco and make a $2,500 commission? Apartment locators. If I located 3 apartments this month and I'm just getting started in my career, that's not bad as a paycheck.
Yeah.
$2,500 referral fee on an apartment.
Dang.
People don't know.
That's awesome.
You know, if you know, you know. If
Yeah.
you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah.
So remember, everybody needs a few things in life. You need food. You need shelter.
Yeah.
And then what goes on the shelter? A roof.
Yeah. Yeah, I like what you did there. Nice.
Right?
Absolutely.
Blue hammer roof.
Yeah, Blue Hammer Roof. Yeah. Call us. Call us.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
So true. Yeah.
Yeah. So, right. And then a phone. Everybody needs a phone. Right. So, I mean, it's technology. It's communication. It's a computer. It's a phone. So I feel like these industries aren't a car. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if it's very common sense stuff, no matter which way the market is turning, as long as you turn with the market. So what happens is people fall off. They're not consistent, right?
Yeah.
So when the market crashed, I told you we were part of that subprime market crash. We had the mortgage company. We were doing real estate. My sister got her real estate license at 18, so it was my mom as the mortgage broker. Sarah was putting all the deals in her name, and Nadia was doing the loans.
Yeah.
Imagine, and bringing the loan officers and running the office. I mean, it was this beautiful. We were making. I was driving a 745. Pulling up to my Hookah Lounge
G car.
restaurant.
For those that don't know, back in the day, that was the big G car, the big body.
You know, the big body. You know, actually it was the I. It wasn't the LI. Okay, but it, you know, I'll never forget when the car started talking to me for the first time. I thought it was so cool.
That's crazy.
Anyways, so basically, when we were in that industry at that time, and we lost everything, instead of us like just exiting the industry and going back to working as a server or whatever, some sales job or back working at the mall or whatever, right? Because everybody can get their real estate license.
Sure.
We actually pivoted right along with the market, and we started selling real estate owned properties. So REO homes or bank owned properties is what we started to do. So literally my sister would wake up at like 6 o'clock in the morning and call the banks in New York there were the second lien holders. You have your first lien, typically 100% financing, right? First lien holder, second lien holder. She would wake up in the morning and call those banks and negotiate them down, right? And get these killer deals. And the people with money that were investors and who were savvy, when do they buy? When the market's competitive?
Nah, you want to buy that stuff on sale.
100%.
Yeah.
So when the market is tough, the real players come out.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely. It's
So right
opportunity.
now, I'm going to talk real quick about another subject. Dubai. There's war. Everybody's like, Nadia, you're doing real estate in Dubai. You're doing real estate in Dubai. What's going on with your real estate? And I'm like, I am still buying, and I'm going to continue to buy, and I'm not going to panic sell, because this is just, again, this is cyclical. And what's going to happen? If Dubai is one of the safest places in the Middle East, where's everybody going? There's nowhere else for them to go. So they're all going to go back there. So my real estate, I'm collecting doors. That's what I'm doing. And I'm trying to generate income, monthly income, sleep money, right? When everyone's panicking, I'm buying.
Nice.
Right?
Yeah. Heck
And so I feel like, you know, when we talk about, you know, what's going on in the market and the interest rates are high and gas is high, when we're at war, like it's wild. We're still negotiating today. We're still negotiating these ceasefires and all these things, right? Does this affect us? Absolutely. 100% It affects your business. It affects my business. It affects everything, right? When is it a good time to buy? Right now.
Yeah.
Now is a good time to buy.
And the person that says, well, rates are too high. What's your rebuttal to that?
Oh, you date the rate, you buy the house, and when the interest rates go down, what do? You refinance. It's a very, you know, it's timing, right? It's a temporary thing. You can always refinance your interest rate when things go down, because this is not sustainable. I mean, I feel like if you study the markets, high interest rates are, I think it's a temporary thing. Do I think that we're ever going to see these crazy 2%, 3% rates ever again? I think that was just a moment in time. I think the economy was just an injection, something to just boost everything.
For sure.
But I do feel that, like, if you can get like a 5.5% interest rate, that is not a bad interest rate. So even if you did an interest rate buy down, which even now, I think my client that I was just talking about, he just locked in a 5.9% interest rate this morning. He's an A paper
A lot of these
buyer.
lenders will still do like a 2-1 buy down and like options, so like you can get in and like, there's a lot of entry points.
Yeah.
There's a lot of entry
But
points,
is
right?
that really a bad interest rate? If you compare it to 3% and 4%,
Sure.
then yeah.
And I think that's what a lot of people are doing, right? And it's like, you never even had a 3.
I know.
You just heard that somewhere,
Yeah,
and now it's
and
like,
now you want it, and
yeah,
you think this is high. Like, what do you? No, this is great.
Yeah, like, because gas used to be like 90 cents at one point a gallon.
yeah.
So it's like, well, I'm not
So
going
you
to pump gas until it's 90 cents again. Well,
Yeah.
I guess you're walking, buddy.
100%.
Like, what are you going to do? Like, we don't got no other options.
Yeah.
Here is something that I've noticed. There's a whole lot more realtors than there are homes for sale, right? Like, the data is insane. But although we're getting more inventory, I'm personally not seeing the good stuff. and you guys have a play around this.
Yeah.
Like
I don't even take the bad stuff. put it
yeah,
that way.
yeah. You get like what's your play? Like and we can share my house, right? Like
Okay.
we can talk about
Yeah,
that as an
okay,
example because
okay.
we've done some deals together, and I was like, awesome. I was like, hey, let's sell this home. I've shared this on my social media, so I don't mind sharing the number. It's about we have it listed for 3.25, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, cool. When are we listing this on the market? And you're like, yeah, we're not listing this on the market. I was like, how are we going to sell this shit? Like, what's the plan?
How many times have I showed your house?
Yeah, listen, I'm going to answer that question
mean.
here in a second. Give the folks the thought process behind it. Because listen, I also had a realtor buddy of mine who hit me up, and he was like, I'm not seeing this on the MLS. And I was like, it's not on there. He was like, man, you don't think you're going to lose buyers? And he, we had this conversation about it. Ultimately, I was like, listen, if you got questions, just ask her. Like, that's not what I do. But can you share the game? Can you give a nugget here for these folks, please?
So, okay. Everybody wants to get in the club, and nobody wants to stand in line. Everybody wants to feel like they know the bouncer at the front door. Everybody wants to buy the Chanel bag that is only available behind the door, not what's on the shelf. Everybody wants what's not available to the masses. In my opinion, I get more requests from the luxury buyers of I want off-market properties. I don't want what everybody can see. I want exclusivity, right? And I think there's something to be said about that because if you are well connected in the luxury space, and alhamdulillah, I feel like I have some really great connections, and we worked hard to get those connections, then I feel like if you put the right feelers out there, then you will attract a buyer who is going to pay what we want for the property, right? There's always someone that's going to want to negotiate, and then at that point we won't show the house.
Yeah.
Right? We're just like, oh, come back when you can afford it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Remember?
Yeah.
So
I do.
I think that, I've got like, I don't know, $10 million worth of listings right now listed, and I've got about another 15 million coming. Okay. And I think that I've shown your house more than houses that are listed on the MLS and this market.
For the record, just so everyone
and we even
understands,
put it under contract.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Before the house, we even took pictures.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, I'm interested in the house. You're like, bet. It had a few people come by, had it under contract. They couldn't figure some things out on their end. Happens.
That was 100% them. It was not you.
Yeah. It never is. It's always them. It's never me. And it didn't go through. But the fact that I've seen her do this time and time again, it's like, okay, there's a method to the madness.
Yes.
And you got to understand the game.
Right.
And the truth is this. Folks that have money, and I'm not saying I'm one of those folks, but folks that have money, I've learned.
You are one of those folks. You're humble. That's okay. Fine. Humble brag.
Here's what I've learned from them. Like they want the thing that everyone can't have.
100%.
And they will pay for the thing that everyone doesn't have access to. And sometimes it's shit they don't even want.
I know.
But because no one else can get it,
100%.
it's now attractive. Yeah. It's now valuable.
It's off market.
And conversely, when everyone has access to it, it's just not that attractive and pretty. It could be the most beautiful home, but it's like, but it's listed here. Now it's been sitting for so many days. Like and it's like all these things come up out of nowhere. It's wild how the human mind works, right?
Well, if you're easy and everybody can have you, then you're going to get treated like trash.
Yeah.
True?
Yeah. Facts.
But if you got your nose up in the air and you look hella good and you're like that person that no one can touch, there's some value. You're going to get chased.
You instantly become more attractive,
100%.
right? Instantly become more attractive. So let's say you're someone new in the game, or you just came up on some money, right? You got $100,000. This is younger Nadia coming up in the game, right? Doesn't have all the knowledge and expertise she does, as today, but still gets the game. You got $100,000 cash. What are you doing with that $100,000? And are you putting it into real estate, or are you going somewhere else?
100% you're doing in real estate. You put it in real estate. And in my opinion, everybody that I know who is wealthy, they have what? Assets.
Mm-hmm.
Real estate is an asset. Okay? Nothing in this world, in my opinion, appreciates and can give you money and can pay you to live there, like the way real estate can do, if you purchase correctly. You make money on the buy. When you purchase a property, that's when you make the money.
Yes.
Okay. And if you choose to sell it at the wrong time, that's on you. That's like, and, you know, there's a lot of times where even you and I have had this discussion. Like, hey, should I pull the house? We're not getting any traction. Is it time? There's not time? You know what? And I said, hey, let's just give it a minute, because honestly, average days on market are no longer 1 and 2 days on market. This isn't post COVID when the market was crazy. 45 days, 30 days. These are average days, you know? So I don't want to also, you know, take that. We have to take that into consideration when we're marketing and selling a property. But and with off markets, it could take 6 months. It's just finding the right buyer. You want what you want for your property, you know. But timing is also, it is important. And I think that if you buy right and you invest your money into something, just know what is happening around you. Just understand that location sounds so cheesy in real estate, but that is what it's all about. It's all about location. It's all about not just the location on the map, like this town or this zip code or whatever. It's also the physical location of the property. Because if you're backing to, you know, a busy street or a commercial center or something, then that's not a good buy. You know what I mean? Like it's got to be, the home has to have presence. You have to drive up to the property and it has to feel good, or it has to be located, because you're saying like $100,000, right? Or it has to be located in a subdivision or in a development, and even the physical location of that unit has to be good. Whether it be, if you're right next to the trash, it's going to smell like shit all the time.
Yeah.
Like, don't buy that unit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you have to walk all the way around the building, you know, from your parking garage to your unit, don't buy that unit.
Yeah.
Do you understand what
Yeah.
I'm saying? These are just, again, common sense things that people don't think about. And it does come with the experience. And it does come with having an innate sense of real estate, and it's a feeling, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I'll drive to a house and it could be in a great location or whatever, but I walk in and I'm like, the energy's off. It's kind of dark.
Yeah.
It's a little
Doesn't
weird
feel
in here.
right.
It just isn't, I don't like it. And it's like, why? It's in that zip code and it's located here, but this doesn't feel right. It's a feeling.
Yeah, it is. And I think what happens with a lot of people is selling is a transference of feeling, right?
Right.
And they walk in somewhere, and maybe it is that long walk around, and maybe it is on the other side of the garage, but they're just so dead set on like
Buying.
Yeah, they're so dead set on buying and
They sell
buying right
themselves.
now, and it fits in the price range because of this, the long walk and everything else. And they do it anyways. What advice would you give to those people? Because you and I both know 9 times out of 10 they end up regretting it for the same reasons that you probably even told them in the beginning, that
And
hey,
then
be
who has
mindful
to sell
of this.
it
Yeah,
eventually?
Yeah.
3 years later.
What advice can you give these folks?
Just, if I wouldn't buy it,
Yeah,
find a good agent.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
How about
for
that?
real.
Call me. I'm just kidding. But like, literally, like, I will not sell my client something that I myself wouldn't buy. And that just comes with experience, you know? And so just make sure that when you're purchasing a property, you're making a good investment and you think about all of these things. Think about resale. Think about exit strategy. If shit hits the fan tomorrow and I have to exit, am I going to be able to resell this home? Am I going to lose, or am I going to win? You know what I mean? Or am I going to
Absolutely.
break even? And it's okay to break even if you're just trying to exit and access your capital. Your capital has been safe. It's sitting in an asset.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As long as you purchased it the right way, it's not going to depreciate. We're also, because we're in Texas, we're not like everywhere else in the United States. I feel like the market and the economy, the local economy in Texas is very different from everywhere else. And I've done real estate, like I said, in Vegas, in Arizona, in California.
Yeah.
And I think it's just because we've got a lot of folks here with disposable income. It's the South. People come here because there's no, sales tax. So they're got big companies, big headquarters.
State tax is a real
Yeah.
thing.
I mean, I owned that restaurant, man. I mean,
Yeah,
up
Cali
until,
taxes are
up until
insane.
recently, they were still coming after me when I thought I paid things off. It's like, dang.
You've
that,
never paid it off.
I swear. It's something.
game.
It just keeps haunting me.
Yeah.
But the thing is that Texas is different. You will not see homeless people everywhere. People are not struggling. The hardest thing about Texas for me, especially when I opened businesses when I first moved here, was finding reliable staff, because everyone is so entitled and everyone has a car and I'm like, there's no public transportation in Frisco and Plano, really, if you think about it. Like, how often do you see a bus drive by? I mean, I grew up in California and in Vegas. I used to take the bus. And, in California, I used to take the trolley.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there, we don't have it here. Everyone has a car. Yeah. My staff members were driving better cars than I were when I had the hookah lounges.
Yeah.
I was like, Zayd's rolling up in a Mercedes. Zayd, you know who you are. I was like, bro, you got a nice car. Like, he didn't have to come to work. Yeah. He wanted to come to work. Yeah. There's a difference.
Yeah, there really is. There really is.
It's hard to find dedicated employees when you're in a town like ours where we're not suffering. We're not a suffering economy.
Yeah, and that's true. And I want to talk about the difference between a good realtor and a bad realtor, like I should say a real estate amateur and a real estate professional. Okay. Because you are what I consider a professional. Like, you're on it. There's a line that you used one time. You're like, the best ability is availability. Yeah. Or is that what it was? Is that what it was? Or the right time is now? I don't know.
Who told me that? Raheem.
Is it? It's
a huge sale.
Yeah.
And you know what he said? He said, I called someone else first. I'm not going to say who. And she didn't answer the phone.
Oh, no.
He's like, but then I called you.
Yeah.
And you answered the phone. And we're talking a huge sale, big numbers. Yeah. One of the largest sales I've ever done in residential real estate.
Yeah.
And he was like, you know what the best ability is? Availability.
Yeah, that's such such a on point
he
line.
He was awesome. Like,
yeah, he's great.
He's
people.
a great guy.
Yeah, he's great
amazing.
people. He's
I
sharp.
learned so
he
much
knows
from
his
him.
stuff. Yeah,
I bought my house because he was like, I
bought my house because of him. I only met you through him. He was like, bro, buy this house. And I'm like, okay.
I called Raheem. I'm like, hey, man, I found the best property for us. I'm like, there's an attic. We can build out the attic. I'm like, it's $400 or $500 a foot. So if we add 1,000 square feet, do the math, how much money we're making here,
Yeah.
And he goes, hey, bro. He used to call me bro. He's like, why are you trying to sell me your house? And I'm like, huh? And I'm like, wait, yeah, I could buy this house. Like, he really changed the game for me.
That's
awesome. He was like, you could qualify. He's like, how much money do you make per month? I was like, this much money. He's like, how many deals are you closing? I'm like, so you telling me you can't afford this mortgage payment? And I'm like, I totally could.
Yeah.
And he's like, get in this neighborhood and watch what happens.
Yeah, it takes great people like that.
100%.
So he, and this is why I went with you, just so you know, because I think people should have a standard and expectation here. Yeah. Raheem spoke at an event that I was at called Boss Brunch. I asked him to come in to speak on real estate. Yeah. Because he's commercial, residential, like he gets it. After the event, because he's such a sweet guy, he was like, bro, is there anything I can help you out with? As he always did.
Yeah, he
always did. Yeah. And I was like, actually, listen, you just gave this beautiful class on real estate. Bro, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even know where to freaking start for the house, like which neighborhood, whatever. You know what he does? Well, I remember because we're in his Urus, his Lambo. My car's parked right next to him. I'm in his car. One of those moments you're just talking in the car forever. And he's like, hold on a second. Starts calling. You know who he calls? You.
Oh yeah.
On speakerphone. He's like, hey, Nadia, dude, is there anything available in Hills of Kingswood? And you're like, oh my God, there's an off market. I never forget that word. I was like, off market. Yeah. And he was like, can we see it? And you're like, yeah, we went to go drive around. We officially saw it the following day, but he drove me through Hills of Kingswood, showed me his home, and then showed me that first property I got with you in that neighborhood. And I was like, bro, should I?
Yeah,
and he
was
like, you need to be in this neighborhood. Yeah. Trust me.
Just be in this neighborhood.
And I trusted him. Yeah. And I remember meeting with you the next day in person, and we ran through everything. And I know you were like, is he solid? Like, is he really going to go through? Because I know you like to vet, and rightfully so. You like to vet your clients. And because I saw you looking at Raheem, and Raheem was like, trust me, he's good. He's got money here, there, whatever. And we ended up doing that deal.
Yeah, but I mean, that
availability. You answered on a Sunday.
I answered on the Sunday, and
we were there on Monday.
Yeah,
we submitted an offer on Monday.
Yeah,
yeah, we submitted an offer on Monday.
Which leads me to another question that you should ask me.
What do you got? I
TKD,
should ask you.
Time kills deals.
Yeah,
people who are the ability to make make decisions.
Yeah, you know who taught me that one?
Who?
It was the GM of Lamborghini Dallas.
Oh, okay.
I went to go drop off one of the Lambos that I had, and I wanted out of it, and I was ready to sell it. I had my fun with it, and I went to go see him, and I'm like, John, I was like, thank you guys, I appreciate it. You guys got to get this thing like, probably clean, pictures, whatever. Like, you think it'll be up by the weekend or this week? And he's like, this week? He's like, that thing will be listed tonight. And it was like already like 4 p.m. I'm like, how? He's like, timing's the killer of all deals, man.
Yeah, TKD.
And I was like, psh, powerful.
Yeah.
Freaking powerful. How many people have lost a deal because they didn't answer their phone?
Like,
how many salespeople
100%.
around the world have lost a freaking deal because they didn't answer their damn
how
phone?
about the deal that I just executed this morning? You know what the agent, it was a referral from a Compass agent in Atlanta. You know what she said to me? She goes, I called 3 people.
I was about to say, I already knew it. And none of them
nobody answered the phone.
And you picked up the
you
phone.
picked up the phone.
You never know.
And not only did I pick up the phone, it was my personality, my ability to connect right away.
Yeah.
Within 2 seconds, she knew that I was the one. Like, that was it. And look, I showed him 4 houses, and he just contracted on a house in Starwood.
Opportunity is calling.
100%.
Literally. Like, opportunity is
time.
calling, and people don't answer the
I
phone.
swear.
It's insane.
It's wild.
It's freaking insane. The good realtors I've seen in this space, there's a lot of really great characteristics, but there's a fine line or a big difference between the realtor that you hire and they're like, okay, perfect, we'll get this. They come take some pictures and they put it on the MLS. I'm like, all right, we'll let you know and whatever. And then there's like the professionals that have
Make
a strategy.
you change your
Yeah.
furniture.
Come inside the house, be like, all right, this shit's got to go. That shit's got to go. I need you to spend another 20 grand on furniture and go get this painting and hit up this guy, whatever. And it's like a true strategy. It's a true plan to go to market as it should be, especially in luxury real estate. And then not only that, but there's open houses that are scheduled as needed.
Right.
All the private network knows. So there's showings that are happening long before the pictures are even taken. And there's a big difference.
How about the fact that I had people in your house right before the next set of clients came, just so they can see that there were an ads, and I made them stand there.
Yeah.
Until they
Freaking
pulled
awesome.
up so that they could walk out. And it's so funny because my client's son goes, you want us to wait so the other people can see? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, stay right here.
Yeah.
It's just
the
little
game.
things.
Yeah, it is.
It's
It
little
all
things.
counts.
It does.
Every little bit counts.
I swear.
Every little bit counts.
It's a show.
It is.
You got to be on all the time.
Yeah, you do. And you've done a very good job of that.
Thank you.
Like, I've seen you do it.
You've watched me.
Yeah, I have.
In action.
Yeah, like literally over and over again. And I'm like,
I
all
sold
right,
you
she
2
knows.
houses.
Yeah, for real. And sold
And I
my
sold
other,
your
yeah,
other
the
house.
Irving one.
That
and
was a nightmare, man. How about I worked harder on that deal than any other deal? And it's
the other
always.
one, but here's the thing, though.
It's always those deals, by the way. I'm not even kidding you. Remember I told you about I just had a $400,000 townhouse. I worked harder on that townhouse than the $3 million and the $4 million transaction that I
But to my defense, I made the other 2 easy on you. So
you
like
did.
we had to put you to work a little bit.
I'm just giving you an
The
example.
other ones
though.
I was like, all right, yeah, let's do it. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And you never balk. You know what? The other thing is that you get what you pay for, right?
Yeah.
I don't discount my services. I actually offer discounts if I'm getting multiple things for you, just because you're family, and if you're going to continue to give me business and refer business, then I'm obviously I will hook you up.
Yeah.
I'm not a discount brokerage.
No.
I'm not. I don't give my time easily. It took me 22 years to learn what I've learned, and there is a fee that goes along with it. So I don't even entertain clients that don't pay full commission.
Do you have people to this day that come in trying to
100%.
negotiate off the rip
Yes.
like your fee?
Yes, and I laugh at them, and I'm like, why don't you go work with so-and-so?
You know what people don't understand is like people want to work with pleasant people.
Yeah. You want to be happy when the phone rings to answer that phone call.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to answer the phone and cringe when that person calls.
Yeah. It's not a good feeling on
It's
either
not.
side, the buyer or the seller, or the agent nor the customer. Like, you want to have a good, mutually beneficial relationship where both parties feel good, because like we're in this thing together. And if I'm selling a home with you, then that means I probably need a new home. So we're not in it for one and done. Like, we're in this for the long haul. And you probably have, I don't know what percentage of your clientele is repeat business.
Most of them. I don't even
Is it?
take new clients.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
like the fact that I took this new client this weekend and I showed houses, like, not to sound like, listen, I don't show
Yeah.
houses anymore. I don't drive people around to show houses anymore.
Yeah.
I'm a builder. I do development deals. I'm a primarily listing agent. Being a listing agent, Nehal, is like having a storefront in every neighborhood. Okay, so you know how you do a roof in a neighborhood and you put that blue hammer sign in the front yard, right? And now everyone that needs a roof is going to see, or it's branding. It's branding. My name, if it's in a Class A neighborhood, all the time you see Nadia Fakih. And right now I have my name in Colleyville. I have one on the golf course in Glen Eagles. I have one in the hills of Kingswood. I'm about to have two in the hills of Kingswood. I mean, literally think about the branding. You see Nadia's name or Nadia's listings everywhere. So that is going to, in turn, give me more business.
Yeah.
But buyers, and people always say, oh, I want to work with buyers. I want to work with buyers. To me, I want the business to come to me, right?
Yeah, you want to attract it.
I want to basically be the storefront. And if my house looks killer, if it's a renovation that I did, then what am I doing? I'm holding my model open. Meaning, if this house didn't work for you, follow me on Instagram. And it's no longer like, will you sign in? Like, it's very different. Now it's like, forget signing in. What am I going to cold call you? I don't even know you. I just met you a minute ago. But if I give you my profile to scan on Instagram, you know what you're going to do? You're going to follow me. And I'm going to be in your face all the time. With what? Houses. What kind of house? The house that you found on the MLS that looks just like the Instagram algorithm that keeps popping up in your feed. So you know what that means? You're going to follow all of my houses because all my houses look Instagrammable.
Yeah, they do. They
Right?
do. I got a couple last questions for you before we start wrapping this thing up. A couple of these will be a little bit more like just a pick and choose. You can't explain. All right.
Okay.
So, and then I got one final question for you. We'll wrap this thing up. So, first on the list is residential or commercial. Just pick one.
Residential.
Okay. Single family, multifamily.
Single family.
Single family. Okay. Perfect. And my next one is real estate sales, just straight selling, or buying and flipping on your own.
Buying and flipping on your own.
Oof. Yeah, damn. That's a heavy one. That's a good one. So buying and flipping on your own. That's the one.
That's the one.
Buying and flipping on your own, or new construction.
Buying and flipping on your own.
Buying and flipping on your own. Okay. Tell us about this, because a lot of people believe, and maybe they're right, maybe they're wrong. I'd like your opinion. For the average person getting in and they got a little bit of money that they're sitting on now, right? And they're like, okay, they hear Nadia and they're like buying and flipping. How active is it, or how passive is it? Because everyone seems to believe, and you can true or false this, is, oh, it's passive money.
It can be passive money if you have the right team. Here's the problem. The cost of construction has skyrocketed because of what's going on in the world, right? Tariffs and, gas and all of this affects the cost of construction, right? And then let's take it a step further. Do you know how many of my guys got deported on the job sites? I mean, these are real crazy things that affect my business.
Yeah.
My main guy in California that was doing the houses that we're flipping in California, he got deported.
Sheesh.
It was wild. We're a month late, holding costs, whatever. And not only that, the guy's never even lived in Mexico since he was 9 years old. He's like, I don't even know where I'm going. I don't have family out there. I'm American. Like, wild.
Yeah.
No, anyways, totally different subject. But yeah, so look, I'm not saying that somebody with some cash can't go in and flip. I think somebody with some cash can do a house hack. You know who I think kind of did a house hack? You, sir. If we sell your house for what we sell it for, you got paid and then some to live where you are just because you want to go live somewhere else. Not that you have to sell your house.
Yeah.
You're taking an opportunity. There's a true supply and demand issue. So you bought your house at the right time at a good price. And if you sell it for what you want to sell it for, then you got paid to live there. So it's kind of like a flip. We also worked on it a little bit.
Yeah.
So if I have $100,000 and I'm just starting out in real estate, why spend money if you're spending $3,000 a month to live in Legacy West because you're so cool and you want to pay $3,000 a month or whatever to like have this lifestyle? Why don't you go buy a nice little house or a little condo or whatever that needs a little bit of work, you can still purchase some in Louisville and Colony. You're still right around everything, right? And work on your house a little bit. And even if you sell it before the capital gains, before 2 years, then you can still profit. And if you pay some of that money to taxes, that's still money, right? And I'm not, I'll always consult with your accountant and your CPA because I'm not an accountant. But there's things that you can depreciate when you're working on your home and you're putting money in. So there's ways to do it, but no one's going to pay you to live at your apartment complex. You're paying someone else.
Yeah, it's that money's going.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I feel like that's a whole conversation that we could really go into, but we'll save that for part 2.
Okay.
We'll save that for part 2. I got one last question for you, and this is a question I like to ask our guests, okay? But take a second, as much time as you need. If, God forbid, we left here today, right, and it was the last memory of Nadia, and it's the last recording of you, kids get to see this, your family gets to see this, your customers, your friends, your business partners. What's the final message you'd like to leave with the folks in this world?
Live every day like it's your last day. You've got one life to live.
Awesome.
100%.
Beautiful. Well said. And you are definitely doing that, ma'am. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. It was fun.
Guys, this is Nadia Fakih. Will you give them your Instagram, please, and spell it out for these folks?
Yes, it is Nadia Fakih Realtor. That's Nadia Fakih Realtor.
Awesome. You guys go make sure you follow her, like the content that she has. You'll love it. She's super active on there. And if you don't already, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the Blueprint Podcast. And we'll see you next week. Thank you again.
Thank you, sir.